Welcome back to Heaven and Health, the YouTube channel. And this week we're talking about physical health. And so I just wrote a book called Faith Over Fibro. And I wanted to share this because so many of you out there reached out to me and said that you have fibro and you've had it for years. And you've shared with me how much people don't understand about fibro. And so I wanted to put this together because I understand, because I had fibro for decades. And I've shared that a little bit on this channel. And in the book, I go into detail on that. But so I wanted to share this because a lot of people, they think when you say, I'm tired, I have fibro, I'm tired. I have fatigue. I'm exhausted. People think you're just tired. You just need to go to sleep. You just need to get extra rest. And those of you with fibro, that totally helps, right? If you have fibro, no amount of sleep is you're not gonna wake up and go, wow, here's the day, right? It doesn't happen. And so, but you can live better with it. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. But fibro fatigue affects your physical body, your muscles, your brain fog, your hormones, your nervous system. It is a whole body experience. It's so much fun, right? So your nervous system is overloaded. So one of the things that I used to get when I was a kid is you're lazy. I bet you that y'all out there have gotten that too. You're lazy. You're not lazy. Fibro fatigue often comes with a lot of extra stress. There's a stress response because now you've got to figure out, okay, I have so much energy a day and I'm never really sure exactly how much energy I'm going to have. So I need to ration the energy, and then people call you lazy. So then you say, well, okay, I'm going to go do this thing. And then you overextend your energy level. And then you pay for it because then you can't do anything, right? Does this sound familiar to you? It does to me. So it is a whole nervous system overload thing. It is not being lazy. It is not deciding you don't want to do things. It's deciding how much of what you can do, you should do, because you have no idea how much reserve you are going to end up having. And some of the things that you have planned later on, you have to do, right? So then you have some hidden energy drainers. You have some blood sugar spikes. Sometimes you're too tired to cook. You're too tired to go grab something to eat. And really I was told as a kid I need to eat every 2-3 hours. And that did help. I will say, eating every few hours did help. Having the 3 big meals a day, your body's basically fasting in between those, and that's not good. You're not getting what you need on a regular basis, so your blood sugars can be all over the place, and that can make you fatigued. And then you have some inflammation. There's certain foods that cause inflammation. There's certain emotional things with just dealing with all of this. So that's one thing. But then I want to share too that you can actually create more energy. And I alluded to that in a little bit ago, but I'm going to go into that just a wee bit. I go into it a lot in my book, Faith Over Fibro. But you can rebuild your energy to a great degree with good nutrition. One of the things I did not realize, I was just so tired. I didn't want to cook. I didn't want to grab something. I didn't want to eat. That's another thing. Sometimes with fibro, you don't want to eat. And so you don't get primarily the protein that you need. So having more protein and having it evenly spaced throughout the day makes a huge difference for your energy level. It did for me even a while back before I became a health coach, before I lost my menopause weight, and before I realized how much nutrition I was not getting. So you can actually live better with fibro. At this point, now fibro, for most of you, this is not something you can take a test for. This is something that you're diagnosed with if you take this test and that test and the other thing, and you talk to the doctor and it's not this, that, and the other thing. They call it fibro. But it's kind of like having a stomach ache. So when you have a stomach ache, it could be from this or that, or food poisoning, or something didn't agree with you, or you have a virus, or whatever. It could be from a lot of things. It's a symptom. This is a symptom too, and they just don't know for each person what it's due to. But what I find is what helps is getting really good, solid nutrition with primarily a lot more protein than you're probably getting right now. Most people, especially as we age, we don't eat as much protein. So that's a lot of why we tend to slow down when we're older. Look at Dick Van Dyke, right? He has slowed down a little bit, but the man is like near 100 years old and he's doing fabulously. And I believe that, we're going to talk about, we've talked about metabolic dysfunction on this channel before, and I'm going to be talking about it a lot more because I'm learning a lot more about why these issues, why we have these issues like fibro. There's so many different things we have because metabolically we are unhealthy. 90% or more of U.S. People in the U.S. in America are metabolically, cellular level, unhealthy, and it manifests in a lot of different ways. Fibro is one of those ways. I would not be diagnosed with it right now. I'm 63 and I feel more energy now than when I did when I was in my late 20s. And so I don't have the pain that was associated with it, and I have so much more energy now and the other things, right? But I know that other people may not get rid of it entirely. I have a client of mine, I helped her lose weight, I helped her regain a lot of her energy, but does she still have times where she has fibro flare? Yes. So, but much, much better than what she used to. So those kinds of things can actually help you live better with fibro. And so the fatigue can have a spiritual component also. So chronic pain and fatigue drain your hope, your peace, your vision, your emotional strength. Sometimes with you going from doctor to doctor, your financial resources, because you can't work. A lot of times you cannot work. But so there are all kinds of things that it drains everything from you. So if you can find a way, and I think my book, Faith Over Fibro, I'm going to put the link below to it. It's just $27. There's a ton of information in there, spiritually as well as physical things you can do to feel better, to live better with fibromyalgia. And it also explains more. I want this to explain more to your relatives and friends, and this is not made up. This is not exaggerated, right? This is physical. This is actually how we feel, right? But there's a way that you can feel better. So, Faith Over Fibro, I go way deeper into all of this than I could possibly hear, but, and I will put that link below. But if you want to work with me one-on-one, I can definitely help you. Let me know, reach out to me, and we can chat. And other than that, I will see you next week.